Express is where you're at on this 5th day of June 2015. It is a Furahid, and I tell you what, this is definitely the place to get your weekend started and rolling. Yes, DJ Genius, as usual, giving us some great tracks. Now, bado hajamaliza, I'm sure we'll finish up with him, giving us a few more, so stand by for that, it'll be coming up. But now it's time for us to have our Friday chat. And joining me in the studio is none other than Kev, founder of Groove Awards.
Yes,
great to have you.
Good morning.
In the studio, good morning and karibu. Then I also have Ruffton. That was his song there, Mwihulu, which, hey, how many years ago was that?
74? Yeah.
No, can't be 74, apana. That one I remember playing it at, when I was a disc jockey at some point. Yeah. He's also the Korean Goodwill Ambassador and a musician, and also involved in the Groove Awards. You'll be performing tomorrow as well.
Yes.
Okay, let's start with you, Kev. And of course, the question that many have been asking.
I really know that question, Mike. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes, what happened? Everybody was all geared up for Draka Day. We were all set, ready to come. Then suddenly we hear it's been postponed.
Yeah, we had to postpone because people like Ruffton, their suits were not ready.
Failure in planning. That is just planning issues.
So they really begged. But anyway, just kidding. It's a very long story, Mike. However, there's no need of diving into the details. But the situation which was at hand, the wisdom told us the best way to do this was just to postpone the event.
Just to postpone it.
We tried to a level best, together with our partners, Safaricom and our, as well as KTN. And the best way possible was just to move the event to tomorrow. Okay. And we're geared up, you know. Everything was
You're not here
actually
to tell us you're postponing it again?
There is no postponement.
Okay.
We're
Sure,
ready to go.
The show is going down.
Ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Groove Awards has been around for a while.
Correct.
This is now, what, 10 years?
10 years.
What gave birth to Groove Awards?
I think Groove Award was a revelation from God. I'll be very honest, I didn't know what exactly I was doing. You remember the years in radio when I was coming there just doing my thing, and I was passionate about the gospel music industry. However, at the back of my mind, there was, I felt something was missing in the industry. And that thing was just being able to create a platform where young people will come, be able to be celebrated, to be able to be, we get to expose new talent and promote each other. And so all that put together is where the Groove Awards vision came through.
I would assume that Groove Awards is specifically gospel artists.
Incredible. It is gospel. There's no, nothing less, nothing more. It's purely gospel.
Gospel artists.
Yes.
Now, Ruffton, you're one who was in the music industry even before Groove Awards, and you had to kind of just find your way there. At least now they've created a platform where artists can present and showcase what they have and even be rewarded for it. What impact do you think, you know, an initiative like Groove Awards has had in the gospel industry?
For me, I would say, I don't know how it happens, but you find most of the musicians come from very difficult backgrounds, you know. And every time God elevates them to a level, the least we can do is just to appreciate them. So what Groove does is, you know, it encourages those who are already established, and it encourages those who are still struggling to, you know, come out. To look forward to something. You know, God calls you, He blesses you, but also we need tangible evidence of people realizing, for an artist to realize that, you know, a country appreciates me, an award appreciates me. So that's what Groove does. And Kev, congrats, man. Congrats, man. Congrats.
So I'm sure you've had some challenges along the way, Kev, because right now when we look at Groove Awards, I remember attending maybe like the first two, and the difference is amazing.
Yeah, the first one, the awards ilikuwa imechongwa kutoka mkate. Do you remember those days?
Back in the day. But how have you weathered the storms?
Well, it's been quite an interesting journey. And, you know, when you have a God-given vision, there's God-given and man-given vision. When it's a God-given vision, it's for the people. So, indeed, you'll go through the challenges, but the Lord will keep on encouraging you. God will send people to you. However, you know, the first groove, the second groove happened very well. Indeed, the first one happened very well. The second one, things went south, and I gave up. And I took off, and I didn't want to hear anything about the industry. I didn't want to hear anything about gospel music. I went away, but while I was away, I happened to spend a lot of time as well, just thinking about this industry. And when I came back, I realized there was still the gap. There was need to still continue to do Groove. And for me, Groove was, you know, this platform that we come together, as I said, we celebrate each other. So there was need to get more people involved in the idea. And so as time went by, from deep down my heart, I had to give back the idea again to the people, and I thank God for the team that God has given me to be able to drive the vision. We have the panel that takes care of the entire process. We have the partners. We have the More Sound team that puts together the events and the tours and the Groove Camp, and through that, we've seen more opportunities. We've been able to create even more properties. For example, when we started with Groove Awards alone. Then Groove gave birth to Groove nomination, to Groove Party, which we do at the end of the year. Groove Tours, where we go around the country, and it's been an amazing platform for gospel musicians to be able to reach out, evangelize, reach out to the young people. We've also been able to come up with Groove Camp, a 2 full-day conference where we bring the gospel artists and be able to challenge each other. You find the gospel artists, they have an understanding of why they're doing what they're doing, but we need fathers, we need mentors, we need people to really inspire us, for us to be able to actually connect again. And a couple of things that we've been able to do have really worked for the industry, and I really thank God for that.
Okay, and I think I'd bring in Ruffton here really as one of what I'd call the gospel fathers in terms of having been in the industry for a long time.
Did you say gospel fathers?
Which was a group. Mentor, I meant a mentor.
A gatekeeper.
A gatekeeper. And having been in the industry for a long time, in the recent past, 2 things have happened. One, we've seen a lot of prowling between gospel artists, which really is unnecessary by all sources and means. And secondly, we've also seen a lot of what I'd call crossing over, secular artists coming into gospel music. Number one, the prowling that's going on. Are you addressing that from a father's perspective as gospel artists to the younger artists, not to air their dirty linen in public?
You remember very well when that happened. I was in Western Kenya, and I remember calling Bahati from Kakamega and Willie Paul. I even talked to my brother Kevin, and I told them whatever is happening is actually not godly to speak. And I told them, you know, we are humans and no one is perfect. Even if you to stay here for a month, I'm telling you, by the end of the day, your head will be prowling in here, you know. It's human to do that. But how we resolve our differences is what matters. And again, I talked to Kev, and I also ask the bodies of Christ to make sure that the young musicians, they've got lots of energy. We shouldn't hate them, we shouldn't fight them, but we should take them in, but we tell them the priority list. The priority list is the cross, and then maintaining the cross and living in the cross. That's the 1 and the 3 of the gospel ministry. I always tell my fellow musicians, particularly the young ones, that I know we have the media in Kenya. There's so much opening, publicity and all that, but I tell them also, like even I tell them about Groove Awards, I tell them, you are created to praise God, and God, through other means like even Groove, he will appreciate you. But you're never created to see how you can manipulate yourself to win an award or to become the male artist in Groove Award. That is not why you're created. And stay focused on to Christ, and you'll avoid the crisis. Okay. So I must say thanks to my brother Kev, because he took an action. There was an initiative, and we spoke to these 2 young men, and I respect them. I love Willie Paul, I love Bahati, and yes, they made that mistake. Let's move forward. But we should also understand that they are human. But the ones who are watching even right now, don't pursue gospel for the sake of publicity, or maybe there's a girl who said no to you, you tell them utaniona kwa TV, then you come into gospel and you sing for other selfish gains. Just keep it Christ.
Is that resolved, or is it again just for the cameras?
It's never for the cameras. I will tell you, personally, when I didn't even want to bring it onto this platform, but when I was calling, no one was recording our conversations. We were calling each other out of love and care and concern.
Just to have it.
He told you there's a time the Groove thing was too hot. The guy had to dash to Dallas. He hid there for some time, I remember, you know, and then he came back. There was no camera, there was no publicity. So when these visions were there, when God was giving people these burdens, there was no publicity. In fact, by the time these things were started, gospel looked like the off thing to do. The best thing to do for you as a young artist was for you to do secular music. Those who decided to venture into gospel were like, nyinyi mmequit, mnaingia sekta gani ya mafala, in quotes, you understand? So now that fruits are coming, I would also tell the people who are doing all this kind of stuff, they should know people paid the price, and it was not easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking about fruits, DJ Kev. Sorry, I refer to you as DJ Kev. That's the name I remember. And I know once a DJ, always a DJ. You know, some of those things are just in the blood.
We'll try his skills over there.
We'll give him a shot. We'll give him a chance to try that
genius.
if he has not forgotten. But now, talking about fruits and rewards that come from an investment that you have done, is Groove Awards doing anything to ensure that this, when you say gospel artist, what is a gospel artist? Is it that I've just sung a song, you know, a Christian song that has Jesus here, has God there, get saved?
I think the bottom line is that before you are a gospel artist, you're first a follower of Christ. And that is the bottom line. Because whether you're doing the songs or whether you're doing gospel comedy, whatever you're doing in the gospel art,
the initial call is to follow.
The number one thing, you're a follower of Christ. Then number two is for you to get a revelation of why you're doing what you're doing. Now, if I was chatting with my good friend Abel Chungu from Zambia as we're driving here, and he knows he's an evangelist. That's the call in his life. And for him to be able to reach to the youth and to the people that God has called him, he's using music to reach out. All right? So gospel artists, you have to understand that before anything else, first you're a follower of Christ. Number two, you have the revelation, you have the call in your life. Then you go ahead and become a musician. But I note to some extent, some have not really connected those three things, but time is there. We are not perfect. Raf has said it, you know, clearly. Some are struggling with some things, but we are working with them. Okay. Meaning that you're struggling doesn't mean that you failed. Okay. So we actually working with them.
Ruffton, you're one of the performers tomorrow. We have a few minutes to wind up, and you're one of the performers tomorrow. What should we expect?
We should expect, because God has given us this platform, and there's a very talented musician there from Zambia. It's called Chungu.
Abel
Chungu. Yeah. It will be unfair if we don't give him a chance to just say hi to the Kenyans. That's what you should be expecting. Just come over, man. Come over, man.
But what should we expect apart from Chungu? As one of the performers, you are a performer.
We should expect Daddy Owen. I've told you about Bahati and the Willie Pauls and many promising musicians, you know. They're going to be there, and some surprise artists and surprise goods and a powerful message of Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, Kenya's going to change after tomorrow.
Welcome, Abel. What should we expect from you as a gospel artist from another country?
Well, you know, when you think about gospel, you think about just how each and every single one of us has been touched by the message. And the message, I feel, is the powerful core value of all.
Sorry, there seems to be a problem with your sound right there. Sorry about that. DJ Kev, what time does the event begin? What time should people come? Is there ample parking? Just those small little details that people need to know.
It's Groove at 10. We thank God that we've come this far. The event starts at 5 p.m. We have the red carpet from 3 p.m. And if there's one event that we put it together for, not just to have a good quality that is Christian-like, but a quality which is internationally set. Tomorrow will be the day that we set that record. I mean, all the artists have given their time. We've done rehearsals. Raf is going to be performing, is it, for 2.5 minutes? But he's been rehearsing for over 2 weeks.
Wow.
You can imagine
so you can
how
expect
intense
quality.
that is. It's super good quality. Abel has been here for a week now. He has gone through his set. I think he's doing close to 2.5 minutes as well. So what we've done, we've come together. We've actually done our very best to perfect the sets. We've done our very best to make sure that whatever we will present tomorrow is going to make our God proud of what we're doing. To all the nominees, to all the winners for tomorrow, we celebrate them. But Groove is all about, you know, tapping the gospel artists in the back and tell them, guy, lady, you've done well. Keep pushing on with the vision. Thank people like Safaricom. Safaricom has believed in us for the last 8 years. You know, I mean, it's incredible how a company like that can see an opportunity and come in and be able to work with us. Okay. And I do believe even as we move forward to 11th year, we'll go bigger. I know it's
going to be transmitted live, but there are those who may want to come and have the action as it happens. Venue and time.
Venue and time, not to be disclosed. The time will tell you live on KTN. It's an invite only. There are no tickets to be sold.
Oh, they know.
It's a VIP invite only. If you don't have any one of these, you know, there's some tickets over there, then please don't come close because we are sorry we're not able to show you.
So,
It's going to be live on KTN.
It's going to be live on KTN, and we'll have to call it a wrap right there. But DJ Genius is on standby, and well, let me take this opportunity to wish you all a fantastic and a wonderful and a great weekend from us here on the Morning Express and the crew that is behind the scenes that makes sure this happens every single day, Monday to Friday. We give you a good thank you, and thank you very much for watching us. Do keep it KTN. Have yourselves a great weekend. God bless.